So, not too long ago, my friend came up to me during class and introduced me to speedrunning. At this time, though, I had already known about it, having been in the gaming community for years. However, what was interesting about this was the category that he showed me. My friend brought up the reading category. Now, at first glance, this doesn't make a lot of sense. How could someone speedrun reading, and why would there be a category on the official speedrunning website for that? However, upon thinking, it actually started to make sense to me, and I realized that speedrunning a book is exactly how it sounds: reading that book as fast as possible. This being a hilariously fun thing to do in the middle of class sounded like an amazing idea to me. Not only would I get the chance to speedrun, which is something I always wanted to do but never felt confident enough in my abilities to do, but I would also get some reading done on the side. I looked through the books offered and realized that there were not many choices available. They were limited to classics such as Meditations, Odyssey, and The Art of War, or more niche books such as The Lorax, Captain Underpants, and Diary of a Wimpy Kid. However, an interesting thing that I saw was that each book is split up into different sections. These sections are titled books, which are either often chapters of a single book or single books of an entire series. The terminology here is going to be slightly confusing, so bear with me. There's also a section of a book dedicated to speed reading the entire book. However, this is highly unfeasible, as for most books it requires several hours of constant reading as fast as one's mouth is able to move, and that gets tiring really quickly. Now, in this category, for most books, only the first section, the first book, has speedruns in it. This is because the reading category in itself is so unknown. Although, approximately a month ago, I became one of the first people to submit a speedrun for one of the second sections of a book. Some other books do have speedruns in the second section, though, and beyond, with notable ones being Diary of a Wimpy Kid and Captain Underpants. My speedrun was reviewed and accepted, and I am now the proud owner of the first place speedrun for the Meditations Book 2 section. Novel. With this in mind, I wanted to urge all the viewers of this short video to go out and fill up this category with speedrun submissions. The rules for a speedrun in this category are exceedingly simple. The overall rules for the category are as follows. Timing. Time starts upon reading the first word of the book, excluding any prefacing or acknowledgments from the author. Time ends upon reading the last word of the book, excluding any author's notes or additional information. And the verification criteria are that speech must be comprehensible throughout the entire book, no mumbling. All chapter numbers and titles must be read. The table of contents and page numbers do not need to be read. For books with illustrations, any text present within the illustrations only needs to be read if it is shown to be speaking by a character, for example with a speech bubble, or a caption for the pictures. Interjections and onomatopoeias do not need to be read unless they come directly from a character. You are allowed to read the book in different languages, just choose the correct region when submitting. And as of July 20th, 2024, the book or ebook must be present in the video with the text visible. Each book in the category has its own distinct rules, which are viewable through the Show Rules button when in the chosen book. However, the rules are mostly the same for each book. The book-specific rules mainly deal with what must be read and how it must be read, as well as outlining what parts of the book must be read in order to complete the speedrun. Now, you might be wondering, why would I spend my time reading? Well, first off, assuming you can't read, you won't be spending much time anyways, as you'll be speeding through your chosen text. However, aside from this, there are all the positive things that reading does to your brain, helps your cognitive functions, blah blah blah. I won't bore you with the scientific stuff since it's not actually important. What's important is the value in claiming first place in this category. Assuming enough people see this video and flock to complete speedruns, the category will become sufficiently popular, and by proxy, so will the person in first, second, and third place. That person will, theoretically, be you. Another reason could be to feel accomplished. It's a great feeling, but so much more than that is that doing this is funny. Like, really funny. Pulling up a speedrunning category which is wildly abandoned, and then finding different tech and strategies to get the fastest time is quite possibly one of the most random things that someone can do. Speedrunning is already really fun. The competitive aspect, the growth, but now you get to do it while reading, which is like, it's cool, right? It's not a game, you're not speedrunning a game, but it's a lot easier. It doesn't require much talent, just a bit of skill, the ability to read, and a decent amount of practice. Finally, for all my bookworms out there, it gives you an excuse to read. If a teacher asks you what you're doing in class other than the schoolwork or classwork, you could say reading and growing my mind, which is a stupid excuse, but it'll probably work. And then that gives you the right to just do stupid shit on a speedrun. And if the limited selection of books bothers you, or there's a book you really want to speedrun that isn't a part of the small selection of books already on the website, you can request new books. While this category does seem like it would be abandoned, and there would be no point to completing speedruns for it, my speedrun was reviewed in the normal amount of time it would take for any other category, meaning that while this category is abandoned of speedruns, there are still moderators watching and reviewing each run that gets submitted in ample time. Anyways, that's all the time I have for today. I really hope you guys go out there and conquer the category because it'd honestly be hilarious to see that happen. Good luck!